Hey guys, Ramsey here. Welcome to another video. Today we have a unboxing video, and I have to be quite frank. I am very humbled and honored by Anooj from Enchante's generosity. Obviously, if you go through my channel, and I've never deleted a video in my entire YouTube posting career, which is coming up on 3 years here in at the end of the year, at the end of 2024. Which I know is nothing compared to some of the old timers on here, but I'm proud of the time and the videos that I've put up and the hard work that I've done on this channel. But I've never deleted a video, even when I uploaded one with a smudge on the camera, even when maybe I said something that I wasn't proud of or still would stand by. Everything is left up, and we're coming up on 1,000 videos very soon. There is a ton of content for you folks who are newer to the channel, who haven't discovered me as early as some of the other folks who subscribed very early on. But if you go through my playlist, there is an unboxing sort of playlist that I built. And sometimes you'll just find, like, you know, it's an unboxing of like one fragrance I bought 2 years ago or something. And then I did a review. So it was like an unboxing before the review. Sometimes you'll find these haul videos. So it's unboxing and haul playlist. And if you go back through my hauls, I bet you there's 10 to 15 from Enchante. And the last couple that you've seen since the divorce was filed within the last year or so have all been gifts. I have not paid for these. They are straight from the generosity of the great and wise Anooj at Enchante. And if you go through even my old comments on some of the videos, you'll see anyone ask me anything about vintage perfume, the very first place I point them is Enchante. Not just because of the stock and inventory that the guy has, but because of his heart. You know, he's the type of guy who I have no problem referring somebody who is a subscriber of my channel to, because I know he will be well taken care of. And, you know, obviously that trust has to be reciprocated from the person buying as well. But the reality of the situation is that if something is wrong, I trust Anooj to do what's right. And it's very rare to find somebody that you never have met in your life, but you feel like you know them like a brother, right? Like you trust them to do the right thing. And that's the reason why I speak so highly of Anooj. It's the reason why I tell people to go check out his store. Go to enchanteperfumes.com. I'll leave the link, of course, in the description again. If you're an old timer to the channel, you know. If you're new and you're getting into vintage perfume, definitely the first starting point. There are some original vintage hauls that I did from Le Parfumé, but I looked at some of their prices, and they're pretty high, let's say. They've gone a little off the deep end, thinking they're sitting on some crazy high-end stuff. And maybe that's just where the pricing market is, but I know I trust Anooj to kind of go out and hunt for something. He's got a WhatsApp on the top of his very first landing page. So if you go to enchanteperfumes.com, there's a WhatsApp number. You can send him a message through WhatsApp. He'll send you pictures of the bottles he has, or he'll hunt them down for you and send you pictures later on if he finds them. Okay. So that is kind of the long and short of it. And, you know, a couple things in my life have made me think about my love of vintage perfume lately. And maybe it's because I'm getting old. I'm 39 years old. You know, some girl told me she thought I was still in college the other day, and I'm not bragging, but it kind of made me chuckle a little bit. But I am 39. I'm almost 40 years old. I don't feel like I'm 40, but that's the reality of the situation. I was just thinking about some things recently in regards to perfume. Like, for example, I was just watching, I paused it because I want to watch it when I'm done with this video, but I was just watching the United States versus Uruguay in one of the tournaments, Copa America tournaments, or whatever it is. And, you know, every single player in that tournament, on both sides, Uruguay and the United States, even though they all sit up there and they say, I'm an individual, I'm unique, and all this stuff, they all have the same damn haircut, the same stupid mullet haircut, okay? And so in a sea of fish, everyone thinks they're the same. They all have the same stupid tattoos. They all have the same stupid fucking haircut. No offense. I mean, soccer players are badass. I'm not knocking them, but I'm knocking the conformity is what I'm knocking. Honestly, that's what I'm knocking, the conformity. Every time I look out on the world, I just see a sea of fish, a sea of sheep, not rams, sheep. So if that pisses you off, vintage perfume may be a place for you. I was watching a Disney movie with my daughter earlier today. Movies like the all-time classics, Fantasia and Dumbo. And I have to sit through a stupid thing on the front that says Disney made other people's cultures feel bad, and it wasn't right then and it wasn't right now. Fuck you, you know? I shouldn't have to sit through your stupid pandering. I hate that shit. If that pisses you off as much as it pisses me off, vintage perfume may be a place for you. Okay. And what else? I actually, oh, I just watched the movie Idiocracy. If you're like me and you think that Idiocracy is the only comedy that is going to become a documentary, vintage perfume may be a place for you. So let's do some scent of the day real quick, and then I've got a hell of an unboxing. But actually, I have no clue what's in here. All I can tell you is this box is heavy. And if you go to my brother Eugene's channel from the channel Smells Good, if you go to my brother Eugene's channel, he did an unboxing of from Enchante that Anooj very kindly sent him. He called it Saint Anougius at Enchante, which kind of made me chuckle. But and my brother Jonathan is going to be doing an unboxing if he hasn't already. Jonathan 1970. So the generosity abounds. It's Christmas in July here in Texas for me. So thank you, Anooj. And with everything that I'm going through, obviously, if I make a purchase now, I'm supposed to split that, right? With the vengeful ex-wife. But if it's a gift, I get to keep it. So that is, it means more than you know, honestly, speaking from man to man. This means more than you know. And even if I lose half my collection, I understand that I will have more perfume than I'll probably ever be able to wear. But it's the thought that counts. It's the friendship that counts. And really the you know, the person that you are, why people continue to come back to you. So thank you. I'm going to use my handy dandy unboxing knife today, and we're going to dig into this. But first, scent of the day is a scent that I reviewed yesterday, and I ended up wearing it again today because I loved it so much. It was from DS and Durga, and it's called Bowmakers. So I really enjoyed the note of violin varnish and rosin that you kind of rub on the strings if you're an instrument, if you're a strings type player. The woodiness, even though some have called this a generic woodiness, I think woody fragrances can be hard to do because they can turn very generic very easily, but this is a very unique one, and I have to give it to the House of DS and Durga for a 2012 release. Very, very impressive stuff. Go watch my review. No one watched that review. I don't care, honestly, but I'm just saying that's the type of woody fragrance I think a hardcore frag head would enjoy. Okay, so I'm actually going to try to open this down here so I can just pull stuff out and show you. And again, I'm going to be as surprised as you guys are, because not only do I not know what's in here, but I didn't even know that this was coming. So again, whatever's in here, I'm grateful and happy for. And honestly, it's more content that I can do for you guys is the end goal of all of this. But I mean, honestly, I probably have enough content for the next 5 years. But anything that allows me to do more content for you guys is a positive as far as I see it. And also, of course, my goal in all this is getting to know and understand the greatest fragrances that the world knows. And so there's so many of these that I've never smelled before, where it's still a discovery process. I mean, I'm still like a bright-eyed child exploring all this new stuff, and that's what makes the fragrance hobby such an amazing hobby, is no matter how much you know, I promise you there's more to learn. I promise. It never ends. It's a never-ending, beautiful hobby. So the first one is a fragrance that actually I don't even think I've heard of this fragrance. Let me see if I can look it up. It's from a house that I really rate called Rocco Barocco. Rocco Barocco, and it's called Mouse. Mouse for Man from 2001. How's that bottle? It actually kind of looks like a mouse with the ears. Here's the little atomizer. Here's the sprayer. It is supposed to be a fresh, spicy fragrance. Lemon, pineapple, tangerine, and yuzu in the top, with aquatic notes, lavender, pepper, rosemary, and star anise, with a base of ambergris, cedar, musk, patchouli, and sandalwood. It is, of course, discontinued. So it's kind of a take on a fresh fougere with lavender. It looks like star anise. But for a fresh, spicy, kind of, you know, fruity, citrusy fougere, sounds like something I would really enjoy getting to know and wear, especially in this Texas heat. It's going to be 100 all week, even for a 4th of July weekend. So anyways, that is awesome. I'm going to say thank you once, and probably thank you a million times in this, but seriously, thank you, Anooj. It's very kind. even one of these would have been more than enough, my friend. So, okay. Next on the list, we have a fragrance from the house of, what are you? I actually don't know what you are. This is called Man Pure, but from who? Marbert Cosmetics? Interesting. So I think this is a flanker of Marbert Man called Man Pure, which I really, really like Marbert Man. Marbert Man is one of my favorite sort of fresher honey fragrances I've ever smelled. And it was done by an all-time great perfumer named Raymond Chailan. He's like Hall of Fame. I mean, you could put him on the Mount Rushmore of perfumers. And I will review this one of these days. So I'll review Marbert Man. It's spicy, it's woody, but this one is called Marbert Man Pure, and it is a flanker from 1989. I'm guessing. Is there like different versions of this? Marbert Man Pure. The bottle that this is in does not look like the bottle I'm seeing. Let me see if there's maybe different versions real quick. Marbert Man Gold, Marbert Man Pure Silver. Nope, it's not Pure Silver. This is, okay, so this is not Marbert Man Pure. This is called Marbert Man Pure Contemporary Care. So this is actually a totally separate fragrance called Contemporary Care. So it's like a flanker of a flanker of a flanker. Very obscure stuff. It's fresh and spicy according to Parfumo. Bergamot, eucalyptus, lavender, mint, rosemary, sage, and thyme. Interesting. I love these kind of little one-off flankers, and apparently it's discontinued. But from the atomizer, there's something familiar about both of those, but I'll have to get to know them. I'll have to see. I'll have to get to wear these. So, okay, next on the list we have, what do we have? Next on the list we have Charro. The sun is high enough to start the day. Beautiful stuff. Whoops, did leak a little bit. This opens up as a splash, I guess. Yeah, it does. Charro. Let me look this up because I think that I had this on the wish list for a long time, but I can't remember. Charro. There's just too many fragrances. Charro. Which Charro are you? Are you Charro for women? No. Are you Charro for men? Charro. Let's see, Charro, El Charro for men. I don't know how to tell, actually. There's no picture of this vintage bottle. So I'm going to guess this is Charro for men. I think it's discontinued. It was last marketed by who? Euro Italia. It was last marketed by Capone Prestige. I'll ask Anooj, but I'm pretty sure this is Charro. The sun is high enough to start the day. Let me just Google that real quick. Charro, the sun is high enough to start the day. The sun is high enough to start the day. Perfume. Yeah, El Charro Men's. Yep. It smells amazing because it leaked a little bit and some of it got on my finger, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of that Elvis I smelled the other day that I did a review on. Well, not the other day. I mean, time flies fast. It was months ago, but I reviewed Elvis. Yeah, El Charro Men's perfume. It has to be El Charro for Man from 1989. It's all like, it makes sense too, smelling it. chocolate, mandarin orange, orange blossom, white pepper, amber, bergamot, cardamom, cedar, juniper, lemon, lily, magnolia, musk, and patchouli. It smells amazing. Yeah, it was on my wish list already. So, all right, I can take that off the wish list. Sweet. Thank you. So, Charro. I'm guessing, again, El Charro for men is where I'm thinking this falls. But that's my best guess at this point. From 1989. Okay, next on the list we have what do we have? We have Nemo. This is a Cacharel fragrance called Nemo. I believe I've got a 50 ml of this. This is the 30 ml. There's like a couple drops, enough for me to get to know it if I didn't know the fragrance. But yes, I think I've got a bottle of that, if I'm not mistaken, stored away somewhere. Nemo came out in 1999. It's probably, is this the lotion? No, it's the Eau de Toilette. Yeah, it's the Eau de Toilette. Designer Fragrances LLC. Yeah. So it's the Eau de Toilette from 1999. Actually, one of my favorite Cacharel fragrances. I would love a vintage bottle of the original Cacharel Pour L'Homme because I only have a modern one and that did not impress me. But I really like Nemo from what I smelled so far. Okay. I think from looking at this bottle, this is going to be Rappaport, which I think I might have a bottle somewhere. Yes, it is. Rappaport. Yes, it is. And Anooj probably punted that across the room one day. But Rappaport is very underrated. People talk a lot about, especially the vintage version, if you can get the one that says Shulton on it, that's what you want. So the newer ones, from my understanding, are not worth your time. But if you can find one of the vintage versions that say Shulton, which is exactly the one he sent, so Anooj knows what's up. But this is really good. I mean, it's a little bit animalic. It's got a little bit of Koros in there. You know, if you like Koros or Furyo or kind of a cheaper option of those two, I would urge you to check out Rapport. Rapport by, right now it's being marketed by, well, they call it 3 Pairs Limited is the company. But I don't think it was that previously, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was just Shulton Rapport. But yeah, it was originally launched by Shulton. Procter & Gamble acquired Shulton in 1990 and sold many of their fragrances to Dana in 1995. Since 2009, the scent was marketed by Eden Classics. That's the one you want to avoid, the Eden Classics version, from my understanding. But anyways, yeah, it gets compared to like Furyo, those kind of sort of slightly animalic scents. I mentioned Koros, a little bit of that. So very musky, floral, soapy fragrance. 80s drugstore stuff, but good stuff. Many of those 80s drugstore fragrances are better than the niche stuff. I'm telling you, trust me, trust the rain. Okay, so next on the list we have one of my favorites I was just talking about, Marbert Man. This stuff is phenomenal, and I think, yeah, this leaked. This definitely leaked. I can smell it like nobody's business. It smells amazing, and actually, I don't think there's a version of Marbert Man that you can buy that I've smelled that's bad. So this, I'm gonna wipe this down. Wipe me down. This is an Eau de Toilette tester version. And so I've got a couple bottles. I've got a vintage, I've got a modern, and they're all amazing. I love this scent profile. I really do think Marbert Man is one of my favorite sort of takes on a fresh honey. There's a Marbert Man classic, which I've never smelled, to be fair. The Marbert Man that I have, none of the ones I have are the classic version, which I can't remember who makes the classic, but I hear that one is a little bit different. That if you can find one of the original Marbert Man bottles before they say classic, that's the one you want to go for. And the real old versions of Marbert Man, they look like this. They say Marbert Man Eau de Cologne. So they weren't a Eau de Toilette until later. So it was the Eau de Cologne first, then it was the Eau de Toilette, then it became Marbert Man Classic. So if you want to go for one of the older ones, go for, you'll probably be able to find these. Anooj probably has these pretty easy, is my guess. But if you can find this version, I would urge you to get it. This is special stuff. Maybe I'll do a comparison video one day. But if you like Boss Number One, if you like Alain Delon, the original Alain Delon from the early 80s, which I have a comparison video on between the OG version and the version that says classic on it, Marbert Man should be on your list. If you like honey in any capacity, if you like Miel de Bois by Serge Luton, but imagine like a vintage masculine with amazing honey, and lavender and the green, woody, sort of bitter mugwort, which you find in so many masculine fragrances. And Raymond Chailan was playing with these aldehydes in the top, and it dries down to like this leathery ambergris and moss. It is unbelievable. Marbert Man is so under the radar, and that these two versions are discontinued. All you can officially buy now is the classic version. So again, for a vintage shop like Anooj, this is where you can really find some value, like Anooj's Enchante. Again, thank you, Anooj. Okay, next on the list we have, let's see. Good old Rockford. This is an amazing fragrance. I actually have a bottle, but it's a splash. And I think I got it from... Le Parfumé, if I'm not mistaken. So here is kind of the atomizer version of Rockford, and this is good stuff. This is a very interesting, fresh vetiver, if I recall correctly. It's been a while since I've worn it, but Atkinson Rockford. But that little version with the bear, man, people go crazy over it. So it was originally released in 1985. That's the one most people are kind of going to discuss. So that's the one that looks like this, okay? Or like this. Then they re-released it in the year 2000, and that's the one that's different, that the old school lovers of this, very spicy and woody, you know, lots of old school carnation, and, you know, the way, if you've smelled kind of Dunhill's additions, like spiciness, the way there's like lavender and mace and woods and all that stuff, imagine like a vetiver-ish version of that. I'll have to revisit this. I know it goes very mossy and ambery in the base, but spicy, woody, very, very traditionally masculine, easy to wear, but a beautiful fragrance. That's Rockford by the house of Atkinson. Very underrated house. They've got a couple I really, really like. My favorite Atkinson, though, is not Rockford. It's actually called Duke. And I have not reviewed this, but this is, I'll tell you what, I mean, if you like fragrances like Heritage by Guerlain, if you like those sort of amber fougères is what I ended up calling them. But imagine putting a twist on there with this sort of very green spruce note in here, if I recall correctly. I'm trying to recall my notes without looking. But let's see, Duke. Duke, if you can find a bottle of Duke, I would urge you to check it out. Yeah, there's no note listing on Parfumo. I'm not going to go to Fragrantica, but I think Fragrantica had a note of spruce in there, and I could totally see that. Very green, but with that amber fougere DNA, lovely. If you love stuff like that, you know, if you love the Xenos and all that stuff, check out Duke. Okay, next on the list we have Anooj coming through. I swear he listens to what I say. This is Carven's Vetiver Dry. Vetiver Dry. This is one of the vetivers I've really been wanting to get to know. Really, really been wanting to get to know this. So what an amazing gift. Thank you. Thank you, Anooj. Carven Vetiver Dry is from 1988. It is discontinued, of course, and it's literally just like supposed to be a very animalic take on a vetiver, actually, from what I've heard about it. A little bit of a dirty animalic type vetiver, so I'll have to check that out Can't wait to get to know that. Okay, next we have, this is a fragrance I've heard of. It's a fragrance called Luciano Soprani, and it's called Active. This is called Active. So there's the bottle, Luciano Soprani Active. And this is an eau de toilette. There's kind of the writing underneath for those of you into that kind of stuff. And I've heard of this fragrance. I've actually heard good things about it, actually. Let me look it up. Let me see if there's a note listing. Luciano Soprani Active. Active pour Homme from 1994. It's discontinued. It was last marketed by Euro, Cosmesi, and Coswell, which is not what's listed here. So this is one of the older bottles. UTF, 80 proof. Active is vervain, rosemary, African geranium, bergamot, lemon, and thyme with Egyptian jasmine, Florentine iris, Indonesian clove, Moroccan rose, Sri Lankan nutmeg, Gaiac wood, ambergris, and probably real ambergris, cedarwood, musk, oak moss, and sandalwood. Especially if you're talking 1994, I wouldn't be surprised if it was real ambergris. Who knows what kind of sandalwood is in here? Probably the good stuff, but that's exciting. I'm very excited to get to know all these. Thank you, Anooj. Oh shit. I actually really like this, so I'm glad to have a backup. And I think I bought my bottle. Actually, I'm 100% sure I bought my bottle from Anooj. And I think he may have even more, but this is Tom Ford for Men. This is the original Tom Ford for Men, which they stupidly, just asinine, they made complete asses of themselves, discontinuing this and the Extreme. The Extreme's actually my favorite of the two. Whoops. Oh, well, this one doesn't have a atomizer, but I can probably get the juice out, no problem. But yes, Tom Ford for Men is, I'll have to review it, because if you like, so it's hard to describe, but if you like the smell of the original Dolce & Gabbana's Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme from 1994, the one with the very fresh smelling tobacco. So Tom Ford for Men, for me, they don't smell the same, but they kind of do the same thing, if you want to say that, okay? Again, they don't smell the same, but they kind of do similar things in that they both try and give off a little bit of a fresh tobacco. There's lots of very interesting notes in here, like Moroccan grapefruit blossom, Tunisian orange blossom absolute, black pepper. There's even a cypriol note in here, and you see how cypriol was used in this fragrance before it was like only seen as a way now to recreate this oud accord, right? Cypriol is used as like a cheaper alternative to recreate this oud-like smell. Here, they use it in a totally separate fashion. It almost shines a totally different light on it. But it's very woody and spicy, but also surprisingly fresh. It doesn't last a very long time, but while it does last, it's beautiful. The very first Tom Ford for Men from 2007, again, stupid ass decision by Estee Lauder discontinuing this, but that's just one man's opinion. Some people compare it to Vera Wang for Men, by the way, which I've never smelled. I think that also is supposed to be a little bit of a take on it, tobacco in one way or another. Okay, next on the list, which is kind of cool because I didn't even know there was a list, but next on the list we have, this is a fragrance called Touch by Grigioperla. No clue about this one. I don't even think I've heard of Touch. Morris PR Italy. Let us look it up. We'll have a lot of fun getting to know these. Touch by Grigioperla. Okay, so from the year 2000. Bergamot, cardamom, cinnamon, cedarwood, jasmine, lily of the valley, amber, benzoin, musk, tonka bean, and vanilla. But the very first main accord, according to Parfumo, is powdery. So again, this is early 2000s, so maybe just without even smelling it, I'm thinking about things like Burberry Touch for Men, that musky, powdery, kind of synthetic, ethereal thing that was so popular back then. I wouldn't be surprised if this was something very similar. Okay, next on the list we have so this is Caesar's Man Extraordinary Cologne. This is an amazing take on something like, if you like fragrances like Dracar Noir, right? With that sort of that freshness that Dracar Noir put out with the dihydromercenol type feel, if I'm not mistaken. Caesar's Man Legendary Cologne Spray. I actually have a bottle. I've got a bottle of Caesar's I can't spell, Caesars, Caesar's Man from 1987. It is still available, but I hear the new stuff that Palm Beach Beauty is putting out is not the same. Now, one thing I will tell you, here, let me just pull up my bottle real quick, just so I can show you. Look at the difference in juice colors, okay? So, there's my bottle. Here's the vintage bottle. Look at the sort of frosted top here. Look how mine's clear. Now, this is not a new bottle. This is a slightly older bottle. It doesn't say distributed by Palm Beach Beauty, so it's not the newest stuff. It's Caesars Entertainment Inc., right? But look at the bottom of this one. This is distributed by Caesars World Merchandising Inc. So my guess is this is the older stuff. That's my guess. Actually, I mean, this still smells amazing. I'm not gonna lie. This is an amazing fragrance for, I don't even think I paid, I don't forgot what I paid, 40, 30 bucks, something like that. But maybe a comparison video between the frosted glass top and the non-frosted glass top is in order. But this would be hardcore fraghead content there. So yes, Caesar's Man Legendary Cologne Spray. Definitely has that Dracar Noir, Duc de Vervins. If you've ever smelled Duc de Vervins, you'll have an idea. Okay, next on the list we have I have no clue what this even is. Cigar Aficionado, maybe? Cigar Aficionado, I think. Let's look it up. Cigar Aficionado Cologne. Shit, I can't smell. Cigar Aficionado. There we go. Yeah, it's called Aficionado by Cigar Fragrances. Supposed to be a woody, leathery, smoky fragrance. Awesome. I'm excited to get to know this, actually. That's good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Let me move some things around real quick here. There is no note listing, but I think I get the idea. Okay, next on the list we have Bourbon Homme. Look at that. How cool is that bottle too, by the way? Very Art Deco-ish. I really like that. Really like that. I've heard of this, but I know nothing of it. I know nothing about it. So, like I said, no matter how much I think I know, there's always more to learn. Bourbon Homme from 1999. Princess Marina de Bourbon is the house, and it's called Bourbon Homme. Of course, if you know the Bourbon dynasty from God knows how long ago, centuries ago, I don't know if that has anything to do, or if it's supposed to have anything to do with it. But this is supposedly a fruity, spicy, fragrance for men from the late 90s, which is very known for fruity and, you know, fresh fragrances. So yeah, this may be an amazing summer banger. We'll see. It is discontinued, unfortunately. It was last marketed by Zylangia, which I've never even heard of that marketing company, but good stuff. Excited to get to know Bourbon Homme. Maybe the first thing that comes to mind as a potential would be I'm thinking about something like Minotaur, right? I'm just guessing from the you know, from the time it's released and the type of fragrance it's supposed to be. So maybe something like Minotaur. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll have to dive into it. Okay. I know this is a Rochas. I just don't know which one. Nice. This is one of my favorite versions of Moustache. It is the Eau de Toilette Concentré. This stuff is amazing, by the way. I've got a bottle. I don't know if it's as old as this one. I don't know if there's really a way to tell, but this definitely has that old school, you know, you think about the old school citrus, think about the old school citrus chypres, like Chanel for Men, Pour Monsieur, or, you know, something along those lines, Eau Sauvage, but imagine making it dirty. It's Edmund Rudnitska's version of, well, this actually, I can't say it's his version of, because this came out well before, I believe, any of those. I think the original Moustache came out in the 40s, if I'm not mistaken. I think this flanker came out in the 60s, maybe. But yeah, it's supposed to be basil, lavender, bergamot, lemon vervain, lemon, petitgrain, honey, geranium, jasmine, rose, carnation, oak moss, amber, musk, cedar, tonka bean, and vanilla. And this is one of the only fragrances that has his wife Teresa Rudnitska's name on it as well. So it's got Edmund Rudnitska and Teresa Rudnitska's name on it. And it's a citrus chypre through and through. I mean, it's exactly what it is. Very in that old school citrusy style. If you watched my old review of something like Lanvin's Monsieur, was it Monsieur? If you go to my Lanvin reviews, you'll see it. There's an old Lanvin fragrance that kind of plays in a similar ballpark, I think. But he, I think, gave his wife a very hard time, you know, claiming she didn't help him at all. You know, she doesn't deserve credit. He was very harsh on her, from what I understood. But she stuck to her guns, said, no, I actually worked with you on it, and she has her name on it. So that's very cool. Okay, next on the list, we have a fragrance that I have no clue what this is. It's leaking big time. Let's see. Oh, it's all over. Let's see. See if I can salvage some of this. Okay. I have no clue what you are. Whoa. See, it just leaked all over my pad. Well, it's going to smell good in here. Oh, wow. Nina Ricci something. Nina Ricci something. I don't know which Nina Ricci this is, but it's an old Nina Ricci, apparently. Let me see if I can look it up. Yeah, this, I wonder if this comes apart, because this is leaking, like, from here. Like, this whole piece. Let me see it. Oh, shit. Look at that. Okay, I'm not going to touch that silver again. I'm going to end up with 3 Mile Island poison or something. Let me look up Nina Ricci. Nina Ricci. Let's see if we can find out which one you are. Oh wow, there's 7 pages. This is gonna be a tough go from the pictures, but I'm gonna try really quick. Very musky. Very, very musky. Which one are you? Let me get past all the L'air de Temps. Nina Ricci. All right, page 6. So far, no luck. Maybe Phileas? Maybe? I can see Nina Ricci. I'm trying to look through the old bottles real quick. I mean, it's possible. It could be Phileas. Let me check one more thing real quick. Yeah, I'm going to have to ask Anooj. I honestly don't know. I'm going to have to ask him on this one. I think it might be Phileas, but it would be just a straight guess. Could be Ricci for Men. Yeah, I can't tell from the smell. I mean, I just don't know these. I just don't know these fragrances, unfortunately. I'll have to ask. I'll ask the Great Anooj. He will know. And then we've got. So this is a fragrance that. This is a fragrance called Hanae Mori HM. But I'm trying to see which one. The Eau de Toilette, I believe. Yeah, this is the Eau de Toilette. Hanae Mori. I think I might have Hanaemori. HM. Whoops, Eau de Parfum. Okay, so the one that I have is the Eau de Parfum. So this is perfect because this is the Eau de Toilette, which I did not have. So maybe even a comparison video. But Parfumo has lavender, lemon, jasmine, tonka bean, vanilla, and woody notes. The back of this tester, look at all these notes. That's kind of cool. It's got citron, lemon, menthe crepe, I don't know what that is. Spearmint, lavender. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so the English is on the one side. Let me try this again. Lemon, spearmint, lavender, blackcurrant, jasmine, iris, Bulgarian rose, lily of the valley, moss, amber, vanilla, tonka bean, and sandalwood. So they should update their Parfumo should definitely update this. So I think this is a good fragrance. The reason why I don't talk about it very much is because it's sweet. There's a sweetness to it. But if you catch it in the right weather and you catch it at the right time, there's definitely something about this fragrance that I'll have to revisit. There's almost like a chocolatiness to it. It's strange, like a chocolatey fruitiness. Hanae Mori. Okay, down to the last two. Next on the list, we've got... Come on, baby. What are you? You are something I've never heard of. You are called Brooksfield Be Green. Brooksfield Be Green. I'm guessing this is like Brooksfield, huh? Like the store. Brooksfield B. Whoops, no, it's B. Be Green. Eau de Toilette. 2001. It is discontinued. Cardamom, lemon, lime, nutmeg, pine, vervain, cedar, geranium, ivy, jasmine, amber, fig leaf, leather, musk, and tobacco. Florence, Ideer is the perfumer. Very interesting. Free, fun, liberation, freedom, Venice, and balance. Okay, cool. That's all. Look at the little writing on the atomizer straw. I think that's kind of cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. I love these type of little one-offs, so this will be fun. And then finally, the last one on a hell of an unboxing, thanks to the Great Anooj. Of course, the last one makes me smile. This is Fracas, which is supposedly one of the, like, the tuberose fragrances. Like, if you want to get to know tuberose, this is the one to get to know. This is the Eau de Parfum, which came out in 1948, so God knows what year this bottle's from. It is Fashion, Fragrances, and Cosmetics Limited. I'm sure somebody who is a hardcore Fracas fan can tell you exactly how old this bottle is. But, I mean, it's a very, very floral, very, like, I don't want to say scratchy, but imagine like a floral with teeth, you know, claws and teeth. Hyacinth, tuberose, jasmine, orange blossom, carnation. Hyacinth is a very narcotic, big flower. Same with tuberose. Tuberose is very narcotic and big. It takes up a lot of space. And so this is done by the great Germain Cellier, who also, of course, did one of my favorite vintage masculine, well, it's actually targeted towards feminine, but it's one of the most butch fragrances I've ever smelled in my life, and it is Bandit, which I will talk about this one day. I'll do a review. It's one of my favorite leathers for women. The other one is Azure. I'll do full reviews on both, Azure and Bandit, but Fracas is like when people talk about tuberose, Fracas is one of the first things that come to mind. Of course, Carnal Flower by Frederick Malle, which I've got a sample, a decant of. I'll review. But this is big stuff. So, an amazing haul. Thank you, Anooj. I am not worthy, my brother. I am not worthy. But honestly, just the amount of content and stuff that something like this gives me is off the charts. And getting to know all this stuff is part of the fun of it. You know, buying is part of the fun of being in the fragrance game, actually. But I haven't been able to buy. So, the generosity of the community honestly humbles me. I am at a loss for words. I mean, thank you. Seriously. It's so much. And the fact that they're gifts is just even more special to me. So thank you, my friend. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. If you are looking for vintage perfume, I would urge you to check out Enchante. Again, there's probably 15 other unboxings. So if you're into unboxings, go to my unboxing playlist. There's some old unboxings from the Great Anooj that you can check out. And I'll leave his link, of course, for those newbies who are trying to get into vintages. I would urge you, don't just go to his website and click buy. I mean, you can, but go to the front page of his website, look up his WhatsApp, send him a message, say, hey, Ramsey sent me, and this is what I'm looking for, and let him kind of send you pictures and stuff, and you know, get to forming a relationship with him and getting to know him. He is a cool dude, not just a good contact. He's knowledgeable, but he's a great person as well. So again, thank you, Anooj. Very, very grateful. Thank you to those who have got us basically right to the doorstep of 9,000 subs. Thank you to everyone who watches and comments and all that fun stuff, and likes the videos and shares them. It's a joy doing these. We'll have some amazing live streams. I must say, the month of July, the whole month of July is going to be sporadic for me for reasons why I can't get into, I guess, in a video, but let's just say that the videos will be somewhat sporadic. But don't worry, I have not forgot about you guys. I'm just going to try to get them in when I can, but they may be a little bit more sporadic for the month of July. After that, it'll kind of go back to normal. But anyways, thank you, everybody. Cheers. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.